Well, good morning. Good morning. So, who watched the Game of Thrones finale on Sunday? Oh, yeah, I hear some boos, so I know you guys really did watch it. But I do have to say, I wrote my speech way before Tyrion gave his speech in the finale, so remember that. Okay, but it's good you guys know what I'm talking about. You're with me on this Game of Thrones thing because we are the Howard Community College Dragons, after all. And author George R.R. Martin said it best. If you want to conquer the world, you best have dragons. See, Game of Thrones is like Lord of the Rings. It's so massively popular that even if you don't know about it, you know about it. That's what happens with the stories we love. We share them. Culture is just a set of shared stories, a common narrative to help us connect. Game of Thrones is one part of that narrative now. So are advertisements, politics, pop culture, even my speech today. Everything you see, hear, and think about has a story. Each of you has a story too. And the power of having your own story is you get to decide which other stories you listen to, which ones you incorporate into your own. So pay attention, because not every story tells the truth. Take the millennial slang, adulting. Adulting says, we are not adults. We're just pretending. And of course we pretend. No one wants to trade childhood for adulthood. No one wants to grow up and lose their sense of wonder, adventure, and play. Because that would be a sad story. But we forget. Childhood and adulthood are not opposites. They are chapters in the story we are telling. For most of my life, I didn't realize I had that power over my own story. Growing up, the only stories I knew about depression said something was wrong with me. I was damaged. And that's one of the catch-22s about depression. The bad stories stick. I didn't want people to know that side of my story. So I lived silently with depression for 25 years before becoming so desperately unwell, I was willing to seek professional help. I received an unsurprising diagnosis: severe depression with suicidal tendencies and self-mutilation. But everyone here knows what it's like to carry scars. I just carry more of mine on my skin. Around the same time I received my diagnosis, my father, Ken, was also diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. As a career attorney and linguistics expert, his identity, his self-story, was that of an intellectual giant. But Alzheimer's strangled his brilliance. It stole that story from him. And he didn't know another story, a story where he could have Alzheimer's and still be himself. So on April 28, 2016, my father ceased writing his story, trading pen for gun. The note he left us was as humble as he saw himself becoming. Goodbye from Ken, Dad. Love all of you, always. I learned a lesson. Intellect alone cannot sustain a story. Intellect cannot overcome Alzheimer's, cannot disarm depression. But love might. Passion might. I have been looking for ways to grow my passion and my love, especially self-love, alongside my intellect ever since. And to keep the story short, that search is what brought me to HCC and to this podium today to connect with you. See, HCC is sneaky. See, HCC is sneaky smart. They have this great attention-getting mission of providing pathways to success, to attract students who seek success, which is probably most of us here. That's the smart part. Here's the sneaky part. While they were telling us the story of success we wanted to hear, they were teaching us another story, a story of inspiration, of creativity, of passion, of human connection and meaning. Because they know success is not a place you get to, it's how you live your life. And if you paid attention, you might realize that constant kind of success is what you were really looking for all along. Because you go to Dr. Greet's 8 a.m. environmental science class, and he's there in the same tie, but a different colorful shirt every day, and he is so excited to teach you that he is literally bouncing. You don't understand how he can be so excited about aquifers and neurotoxins because it's still dark outside, and why am I awake? But he is, and you love it. Because you go to Dr. Robertson's English 121 ESL class to learn standards of academic English from a Black German woman, and she celebrates your culture, and you realize diversity is amazing. Because you join the Mixed Martial Arts Club, and the first lesson you learn is about respect. Because you go to the cafe on the quad at the end of the day, and you are tired, but Miss Norma smiles at you and asks you how you are doing. And it goes unsaid, but you both know she is putting a little bit of extra chicken salad on your wrap. You didn't walk this pathway alone. You walked it with everyone here in this room. You are part of the HCC story. The HCC story is part of you. And that story doesn't end here. We're at commencement, a beginning, a start. This is your origin story. A transformative journey awakened your strengths. You uncovered a piece of your identity. And villains, homework, and exams, parking, arose and were vanquished, bringing you here, triumphant. This is your own story, and that is the most important story. The story you tell yourself about yourself. Everything else comes from that. And remember, dragons, you can take that story and rewrite it in infinite ways. If infinity sounds like a lot to choose from, ask yourself 3 questions to focus your attention. What do people need? What are your best strengths? What do you love? Beautiful stories live where the answers to those 3 questions intersect. And after all, that's where you find dragons, in stories. And while there are many great and grand and fantastic stories with dragons that would still be good stories without them, they are always better because we, the dragons, were there. Thank you.